This is the Kershaw Scallion. It's got a speed safe assisted opening. This is a knife that my son has bought. He had one years ago and it broke, and he wanted to replace it recently, so he did. So we're going to take a look at this. I hope you'll subscribe. Thank you for watching. A couple of things that we want to talk about concerning this Kershaw Speed Safe. My son has had it now for a few months and uses it for two things, he tells me. One, for constantly flipping it open, as anybody that has an assisted opening knife knows what that's about. And he's used it for cutting cardboard boxes. The edge has gotten dull. We found when it first came out of the box that it seemed nice and sharp. But cutting cardboard boxes for a while has dulled it. And just playing with the sheet of paper, it's that ripped, that didn't cut. And so I want to see if I can renew that edge a little bit. It hasn't been sharpened yet, and I'm going to try to be careful in how I do it. It feels like it's fairly sharp, but you know, it's not as sharp as it once was. The second thing that we're going to talk about is that the constant opening and closing of this has made this screw right here loosen, and obviously it's loose now. I think you can see that there's a bit of a gap that has developed here. Now, not a problem for retightening. We have the tools to do that, but you don't want to lose that. So I think that what we're going to try to end up doing is putting some Loctite on that, putting some thread lock, the kind that doesn't permanently lock it, still allow him to open and close this without the screw vibrating loose. So we're going to address that. But first, I'm going to try sharpening this. I'm going to take one of my crock sticks, one of these ceramic sticks, and I'm going to try to just renew the edge that's there, just to hone it a little bit. Yes, I do all this by muscle memory, by feel. I try to duplicate the angle that's already there. And I was saying that it feels like it's still fairly sharp, so I'm trying to see if it just needs to be honed. I like to see how it feels on my thumbnail. The point is still really nice, but let me see what it does to paper at this point. Oh yes, it caught that a whole lot better. It just caught that. And okay, so it didn't take much to just hone that edge back to where it was, just a little bit on the ceramic stick. So I'll have to make sure that my son's got some ceramic he can hone that on, because that might be all it needs to keep it where it needs to be. I'm happy with that. Oh, that was sweet. But it's not oh so sweet. It's a scallion. Oh, that was way sweeter. Alright, so we can, we'll tighten this up and see about putting some thread lock on it to make it a little harder to vibrate out. So I'm looking for this Torx. Let's see what size this is. Seems to be. Alright. And we're going to slide this out. I want to check something. Make sure that there's... So that, all that spring assist is in there. This is nothing but a backing piece. Alright. I'm going to take this out. That's a nice small screw. And actually, it goes through it screws into this far side. So I think what I'm going to do, this is some DevCon blue thread locker, removable strength, so it'll help hold the threads in place but not permanently lock them in. I think I'm going to put a dot of this in the threads on the other side. Just a little bit. And then tighten this into those threads. Wipe off the excess. Now we will find out after a few hundred flicks if that still stays stable. We have sharpened it, and we have put some thread locker on the threads of the one that keeps coming loose. And we will call this good. Give us your comments. What kind of experience have you had with cutting up cardboard and having to renew your edges? Do you have a Kershaw Speed Safe assisted opening? Do you have a Scallion? Different color? I know they have different scales. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.